Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, non-binary folk, Tone, Marto, everyone from anywhere and anywhere that really watches or cares about us. What's going on? We're at episode 56 AC, and I've just realised AC stands for not just after Christian, but it also stands for a shite, because at the moment we've been a shite. Shite,
Uh-huh,
spelled with a
uh-huh.
C.
Well, I did warn you last week. It's the off season. I did warn you.
He says the off
Well, it's
season.
all
What do you
coming.
think, Tone?
This time in 6 months, it'll be Boxing Day. So, Christmas Day yesterday, 6 months away. It's all coming. It's all happening. We've got the finals coming up in the footy, not that far away, a couple of months.
Don't talk footy.
It's all happening. It's all happening.
Don't talk footy because I don't think any of us three here will be even worried about finals.
We won't
Uh,
be not
no.
personally, but I mean it's finals footy. You still got to watch, don't you? You love the sport. It's the atmosphere. It's the competition. It's who's good enough to get there at the end of the year. And like you said, neither one of us are going to be there.
No.
We concede to that. But it's finals footy. You've got to look forward to it. That's the sport we
Yeah.
love. That's the game they play in heaven, Taz.
No, it's not. It's the only game played in Australia and not played anywhere else in the world.
Yes, unique.
Yes,
There you go.
it's
That's it.
unique. Now, what we're really here for is not for the footy talk because we know our teams are shite, spelt with a C. Um, but we're here for the racing. Now, Marto, what did you just say before 1 week? Say it again.
Oh, Tats Tiara weekend this week in Brisbane. It's the last Group 1 of the winter season. That means after this Saturday, we are officially in the off season, all up and down the East Coast. Melbourne and Sydney have already been there for 4 weeks. Brisbane officially goes to the off season after this weekend.
So, Tone, what does
Yep.
it mean for us?
More winners, possibly.
Or more to the point, we might return some winners.
Well, let's hope. I mean, the off season, it's hard to pick because you've got average horses running in average races. But on the other hand, one does pop up now and then at nice value, and you pick up your $12 or $15 winner, and all is forgiven. And then you're showed for another 3 weeks.
I'm not buying
Well,
that.
thank
Okay, but we'll see after this weekend,
I'm not
and I'll
buying
prove
that.
you right again.
Tone threw out a
uh,
couple of things 2 days ago, so I'm
He
not buying.
did the
I'm not
Pakenham
buying.
synthetic. How good's that in winter?
Well done, but I'm not buying it.
lovely.
Tell you why I'm not buying it. We are professionals. We are
We
the
ain't.
No, hang on, hear me out. We are the unqualified professionals. We know everything there is to know about the racing game because you just got to listen to us. And I say us. So we can't make these winter excuses. If Tone can find two winners, okay, out of three tips 2 days ago, as professionals that we are, we should be doing that consistently. We've let ourselves down, boys.
But good luck with that.
I mean,
We
otherwise,
try our very best. But
Look,
thank God the big races are over up there in Queensland because by God that's fucking corrupt up there. Now look at the pure weight of money that was on fucking Warney, and it was
oh,
all the talking heads said it was immoral. It wasn't immoral. You had
but,
Bayless on board. How can it be a fucking moral? They
well,
blocked it in so he couldn't get out.
yeah,
It's rigged
exactly. They
race,
wrote against him.
but it's
They did. It wasn't moral until they jumped.
no,
Until they
yes,
jumped and he had four horses boxed around him. There was nowhere to go, the poor bastard.
criminals.
I don't
Their
believe
end of the
it.
lesson. Queensland
Oh,
racing.
that's racing, no Tone. You're going to box the best horse in so he can't get out.
Yeah, but they do
That's
it in
pure
Queensland a
competition.
lot more, Marto, I reckon. The only
Well, when we
person
say criminal state, I'm talking about hook jockeys that hook horses that should have a run, don't get a run because they hook them in behind. But what
they
happened to
should be
Warney
put
was
out.
just unlucky.
I don't agree with you, gentlemen. I don't think this. I think that the horse racing industry is one of the straightest one of the straightest businesses. We provide so much money, okay, to the Australian government. This industry is a thriving business. It's a business that everyone should be a part of. We should be thankful. We should thank our lucky stars that there's racing in every state of Australia, Queensland included. Nothing is corrupt. I don't care what you guys say. Nothing is corrupt. Seriously,
I
corrupt.
got
Well,
one.
they
I've
say
got one
majority
name
rules,
for
so
you.
you're
I've got
two
one
against
name
one
for
right
you.
now.
Lewis German. That's it.
Oh,
That's
there you
all
go.
I.
There's
Whatever
one.
happened
Michael
to him?
Poy.
Whatever happened to Michael Poy? Western Australia. Where did Louis German go? What about who was it that was fighting Noel Callow? Hey, the old one too.
No, the young hyphenator. Yeah, had a crack at him.
So,
Oh
That was in
God.
Queensland too.
yeah, well, that's probably where all the great boxers were. Staffy Katsides, if I remember him before. I think
Oh, Jesus.
he died. I think. Um, anyway, not to beat. Now we do have some Kickstarters, and unfortunately, we only I think got one up last week, and that was me. But that was pretty much all I did because I did nothing thereafter. Um,
Mm.
I will talk about my Bayside Argonauts, my reserves team. So, yeah, I'm really sad to say that we've gone 12 from 12 so far. So we're
Gee,
going for 13 next week or this week, but we
the,
won't talk about that too much.
could be the Invincibles.
Yeah, well, that's what they say I am. I told them they're going to build a little statue because I'm only a little man, 5'8". Just a little statue at the front there so the dogs can walk past when they're walking their dogs and just piss on me. How good. Anyway, Kickstarters this weekend. I know we've gone all over the countryside, and I know I've gone to the criminal state, but I'm going to start with you, Tone, because I think you're the one that went to Rose Hill. Am I right?
Yes, well, I threw out one last week. I'll throw out another one this week. Rose Hill Race 3, number 3. Don't forget Jack. I put that up in the chat a couple of weeks ago when it won. It goes up 2.5 kilos worse off against Tazaray, which has got about 55.5 kilos, and
It sounds like a
Braith knock. He's 2.5 kilos worse off, I think. Coming out of barrier 4, it opened at 6s. It's into about 480, and it wins again.
perfect.
There
Marto,
it is.
where have you gone? You've
Caulfield race 2, number 1, Manolo Bling. Massive class drop from the last couple of runs. Lukey Cartwright on, claiming 3. Well weighted at 60 kilos, comes into 57 after the claim. Barrier 3. The rail at Caulfield is out 12 meters. So this is going to be a leader's paradise. It is going to be up on speed. It is going to be running them off their feet. 1,000-meter special, way back into a handicap race from a very strong couple of races where it's been competitive. Just wins.
Perfect. That's 2 winners.
I do like the sound of all of that, especially for that tip. But geez, I don't like the sound of 12 meters out leaders track because the two horses I like later in the day got no hope then. But anyway, we can defy those odds. I'm going to Eagle Farm Race 2 at number 10. It's called Termagant. $3.80. Look, this horse lightly raced. It's had 10 starts, won 5, placed 3. Goes super at the track. One at the distance, surface, whether it's going to improve or deteriorate, but I think the likelihood it's going to improve up in Queensland is not going to go against it. Second up, great record. Everything in the numbers looks ideal. Um, I think that the favourite, which is going to be John Rambo, it goes back from the wide barrier. As a result,
Yep.
I think we're the one that's drawn well. I think we're the one that probably gets the gun run because Flag Hall should lead and put us in a nice cozy position. And as such, I reckon I will go 1 from 1 with my first bet of the day in Eagle Farm. Race two.
Perfect.
Yeah, Nikita rides him well too. Her well, sorry. I do like this one also. Taz Termagant was almost my Kickstarter until I found Manolo Bling.
Well, there you go. So that's a good
Very much like that one.
for us. Well, I nearly found a Kickstarter that was about $30. And I
That goes with the Glory Day selection, doesn't it?
yeah, I know, but the problem is, I'll mention it now anyway, but it's in race 1 at Eagle Farm. So I've got 2 black bookers in the first race at Eagle Farm.
Right.
Is She's Ours, and that's $4.40. And the other one was $30. It's now into $14, by the way. And I have had a little nibble at it.
Oh, I
And
bet you have. That's why it's that bloody price, isn't it?
yeah, well,
Shit price now. I don't want to back the bloody thing.
no,
That's it. You put too much money on it. That's it.
no, but it's in a criminal state, Tone. and it's called Amuse Aunts. Race one, number 6. If you have a look at its last start, it was beaten, and I think it was $1.40.
Oh, I love those beaten favourites, especially when they're odds on.
Well, this wasn't just odds on. This was like 3-1 on, or 2-1 on anyway. And
Yeah.
it was in the bush, and now they're bringing it into town. And I watched its run. It was just terrible out, and it just motored home. And I didn't quite get the $31. I got 26, I think it was, but it's into 14. But that said, you know what? Sometimes it's just bad money after more bad money. But I couldn't go with it as a Kickstarter. But if you're having a play or something, consider it. It's not my glory days bet, and the only reason
Right.
I didn't make it my glory days bet because it was too early in the day. I want to give myself a chance. You know what I mean? Just to be alive with something.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had to change mine because I was getting near $20, and it's going to start at under 10. So I had to actually change my Glory Days bet. We'll get
Well,
to that
that's what
later.
happened to me last week because of that
Yes.
devastate. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't think it did anything anyway. But it started.
It was devastating.
There was scratchings and all that as well. But it went from where I liked it at 15. I think it started at about $7.
Yep.
But whether they are $15 or $7 when they don't win, it's $0.
Doesn't matter. Yes, it is. That's right.
Yeah. Something I do want to point out, and I know that in time in the future, Joey Perry will probably go back and watch a lot of these shows. But this is Christian's son, but it was his 18th birthday last week. So, Joey, if you ever get an opportunity to watch this show when you're old enough and you're going back through your dad's stuff, 56 AC, happy 18th, mate. I'm still after 1% of your baseball stardom money, manager's fee. Your father may not be with us anymore, but I'm still happy to take that 1% manager's fee when the time comes. So happy birthday.
Yes,
Well
happy
done, Joey.
birthday,
Happy
Joey.
birthday.
So
Congrats, mate.
Absolutely.
thought I'd throw that out there. Now,
The young man becomes a man.
main bets. Have we done some homework? Have we done good homework, bad homework? Have we got stories to tell? Have we got money to throw down the well? What are we going to do, boys? What do you reckon? Who wants to go first? Who wants to kick us off with a best bet winner and lead us away? Who is it?
Marto.
Marto?
Yeah. My
Or
computer's
I'll
frozen.
start if you want.
What?
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, you start, mate, because I'm trying to free up my computer here, see what's going on.
Well,
Sorry.
Tony, you're sticking
All right.
to Caulfield, aren't you?
Yeah, Caulfield race 7, number 11. Keep your cool. It's about 650 and 240 the place when I looked. And Lukey Cartwright's on board claiming 3 kilos. So he'll be coming out of the barriers with 54 kegs. Drawn in barrier 8. I don't know how that's going to play out at Caulfield. From the Mar stable, which has been, as you know, been on fire. It has won before, second up in the city. So I'm hoping it can do the same thing on Saturday. So I'm pretty confident it's going to be right up there. Whether it can get the coin, I don't know.
There's been big spooks on Lukey Cartwright as a jockey at the moment. I've been noticing a lot of people getting
Yeah.
behind, saying some wonderful things. Now, I haven't
Well,
followed him as much, but Marto, what do you reckon? Is he going to?
yeah, I
Is
reckon
he going to make it?
Willow's gone north and Blake Shin's injured, and it gives opportunities to riders like Lukey Cartwright to stand up and show them what they're worth. And you've got Harry Coffey a bit out of form as well. So you're seeing those Daniel Stackhouse, those Lukey Cartwrights and riders like that popping up in Victoria because the big names are away. So someone's got to.
Yeah, well, that's true, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, I hope you're right because I'll go next, and I've gone to Caulfield Race 5, number 2, Euphoric. And if we're talking about jockeys that are going to stand
Nice odds.
then hopefully Euphoric with Zach Spain, who has ridden this horse plenty of times, is the way to go. Now, my problem is what Marto led us with early on, and that is that he said the rail's out, and you believe, Marto, that it'll be a leader's track. If that's the case, I could be in a bit of trouble because Euphoric does tend to
It
get, say,
does. It does.
midfield, a little bit back of midfield. But
Yep.
in its defence, it has won at this track. It's got a great record. Well, Zach has got a great record on it. And I looked at the races that it's in. This is a benchmark 78. Euphoric, this is its fifth run, this preparation. First up, benchmark 84. Second, benchmark 84. Third, benchmark 84. Last up, benchmark 100. It was unlucky at Flemington when it was held up. And it dropped
Mm.
to benchmark 78. So it's probably the weakest race, benchmark wise, it's seen in a long, long time. It's second up at the 2000. I think it's going to be fit enough. I think it's going to be ready enough. I just can only hope that track conditions do not go against it and that Zach Spain gets us up for a euphoric win.
Sounds good. Sounds real good.
That's good.
But what was the trip? I'm still having trouble with my computer. What sort of distance are you looking at?
2000.
Oh, you should be okay. You should be running on from midfield at worst.
I hope
And
so.
Lukey Cartwright will get him in the right spot.
What race again, Taz?
It is a race 5, number 2, euphoric. Race 5, number 2, Caulfield.
Oh dear.
Have I got the wrong race?
No, I think that's where
Yeah.
my roughie
Glory
is.
Days. That's
Oh,
okay. There's
dear.
nothing wrong with it. Because your Glory Days is like a Hail Mary. Do you know what I
It
mean?
is a Hail Mary.
And
Yeah.
the reason, like, I mean, obviously it's a spoiler alert here, but with your Glory Days, yours likes to get forward.
Yes, yes.
So what you like is what I'm hoping happens in some ways. But what you're hoping is what I don't want to happen because I want you to lead and fall apart.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? We've sort of got a Benny two bets potentially going on. Tony.
Quinella.
That's
Exacta.
it. That's it.
Potentially the case. Now, Marto, you got your screens up and going. Talk to us. Tell us where you're going because I know
Yes. What's it? Eagle Farm Race 4?
criminal state. Correct.
Eagle Farm Race 4.
No.
Autumn boy. You've got to love this Chris Waller horse. The way he ran, he did everything wrong at first start and still managed to arrogantly win. We stuck J-Mac on for the ride, which shows a lot of intent from barrier 6. I mean, he was unwinded the first start and absolutely destroyed them running on from, I think it was around midfield. But, well drawn. J-Mac on. Probably should be around about $4.20. We're getting the J-Mac tax for $3.80. But I think he's very, very hard to beat here. Second up, he's going to be better than the first start, which was extremely good to watch. He's a colt by Autumn Sun, so of course we know there's a lot of speed there, and there's a little bit of distance in the legs as well from the damp side. The track conditions are perfect for him. Well drawn. J-Mac in the saddle. Just wins.
Do you reckon J-Mac's been riding well? I mean, I know he went over to England and he rode at Ascot and stuff, but do you reckon he's riding as well as he has been, honestly?
Well, I'll put it this way. Chris Waller had 100 runners through autumn without one single winner. Not one ride did J-Mac take. The first runner he puts J-Mac on, he wins, and he's won another half dozen since. So, yes, I think J-Mac is riding well. Yeah, okay, you'd expect a bit of fatigue because he's been well-travelled lately,
Yep.
but I still think he's one of the best in the country.
I don't dispute that he's one of the best. I think he's probably one of the best in the world.
I agree.
But mind you, did you see that jockey, some footage in South America where the guy was saluting? He'd already won.
Oh, he almost gave it up, didn't he?
He
He
almost
didn't
got
look on
beaten.
the inside.
Did you see it?
Yes, I did see that. Yes.
I
Huh?
didn't see that. No.
And incredible. Seriously, if that horse had gotten beaten,
He'd have been shot.
he would have
The
been.
cartels.
Oh, he would have been shot. If it was in South America, he would have been shot.
It was. I mean,
Absolutely.
like you said, Taz, he was looking to see what was on his outside. 25 to go. He stands up in the saddle,
Yeah.
salutes the
I know.
crowd, but
Yeah.
wasn't watching what's coming up the inside rail, screaming away. He wins by it's less than a half a head.
Yeah,
He was lucky.
unbelievable. But it is what it is now. Glory days, Tone. Tell them why. Tell them why your horse is going to set it up for mine, or my horse is not going to catch yours.
All right, all right. Well, now Mardo's given us the info on the track conditions. I feel a little bit more confident of at least a place
Oh,
again.
hang
So,
on.
Caulfield Race 5, number 7. I'm backing up on I Am Empire.
Oh,
Daniel
yes.
Moore stays on. It's drawn out in 15, mind you, the Car Park Plus. There must have been a bit of a nibble. It was around about 13s and it came into, went out to about 15s, but it's blowing out now to about 23s, I think. But, I mean, this is a sort of horse that'll be racing up on speed, and it does need the brakes. If it doesn't get the brakes, it's it can find trouble
Well,
Mm.
without any worries. But
I'm going
yeah,
to have a look.
2,000 meters is good, and I think it's worth another crack. It was a good run last start. Unlucky not to have won. But yeah, so it all depends on that rail and if it gets up where it usually likes to get, and can hold off Taz coming from behind the big motor. That's the thing.
Well, I reckon you're pretty close, and the craziest thing that's going to happen, and I'll leave you to last, Marto, because whether
Yep.
it's Tone v Taz in the best bet against the Glory Days, it's also Tone v Taz because my Glory Days Tone is also in your race,
Oh,
and my Glory Days bet, I was in a hurry to find one, and I did because I backed this before. Is Red Hot Nick, and it's in race 7, number 1 at
oh,
Caulfield.
there we go.
Keep your
There we go.
cool.
Two Quinellas now, two exactors.
Yeah, which is crazy because again, the pattern of racing, I think, is going to dictate which one of us finishes ahead of each other. And that could be perfect because if it's going to suit the leaders, then hopefully the two horses that I've got, be it Euphoric and Red Hot Nick, will run second.
Mm.
You, I don't care if you win and I run second because we're winning. But if it's going to suit, let's say, the sweepers, well, that's good because your two will set it up for mine to get over the top, and we've still got the Quinellas. Red Hot hasn't won here. First up, had 8 starts and been placed 4 times. I think Zach Spain again is on it.
Again. Ooh.
So
Good
I'm
jockey.
going with that
Good hoop.
formula that Marto said. Opportunity presents for jockeys when other jockeys are away. I reckon Red Hot Nick, second up, could produce a big finish and could surprise. So $20, $26 and $6 to place. Why not take a Benny two bet
Ooh.
again? Marto,
Why not?
that's yours.
Well, yeah, okay. We were going to go to Rose Hill Race 5, number 7, Sovereign Hill. I want to mention that because the form around it last prep was just incredible. But it's opened up at $18 and come into 12, so we're not going to go there.
Oh,
Make it an each way bet for Saturday, though, please. Sovereign Hill, Race 5, number 7. I'm going to go at the last of the day, the Get Out Stakes in the Glory Days. We are race 10 at Rose Hill, number 5, Flying Destiny. Jace McMurray on again. Total forgive run last start. Got caught 3 wide, no cover. Had absolutely no chance running home. We're on a bit of a firmer deck this time. I think we're going to be drying out. We're about 4 mils predicted for Friday, a light shower on Saturday. So I know the Rose Hill track is looking a bit tired at the moment, but I don't see us being any worse than a soft 5. We are drawn in race 3. Jace McMurray on, claiming 3. Flying Destiny. Absolute red hot chance at $17.
If I
We have
oh,
like to get out,
well,
some big money coming.
Lafracus was the favourite. Okay, Lafracus has scratched because it's going to be dry, and that has completely opened up this race. So it is anybody's race, and why not have a $17 winner?
why
Absolutely.
I tell you what, I don't disagree, and what I will do is because they're all big prices, and I wouldn't tell anyone else to do it, but you can have a little tricksy and have them for a win and hope, have a patent, and you
That's what you do with your roughies.
yeah, or you take them place, or take them for Trixie as a place. Do you know what I mean? Because uh,
True.
because the value's there. But look, if we can snag one of these one days, I'll tell you what, someone will be paying for holidays because mind you, you don't want to be going on holidays at the moment, do you? Anyone going?
Depends where
No.
you go. Depends where you go.
Well, Europe. How does Europe sound? I'll tell you a story about Europe now.
Europe's in summer.
I'll tell you what, my cousin flew out from Tullamarine on Monday, about midday, to go to Greece. So she took her three daughters with her, and off she went. So she flew with Qatar. Unfortunately, her flight got diverted out of Doha, and they had to land in India, and she was delayed. Anyway, so she was delayed, waiting in India. Delayed, cancelled, whatever, all this sort of stuff. Bottom line, a flight that normally say takes about 22 hours. She left, say, Monday here midday. She eventually landed in Greece on Thursday midday. They could not get
Oh,
out of Doha.
Jesus.
So yeah, because they shut down the airport for all that stuff. Yet her sister-in-law, who got a flight out about 9 hours later, was in
No.
that window of opportunity where she got to Doha and they cleared them. So there was like, I don't know, a little ceasefire or whatever, and bang, she went through. I don't know. What do you
wow.
is Trump trying to make Iran great again as well? What are your opinions on what's going on, boys? I mean, $3 a litre petrol coming up in Australia or what?
Oh,
Oh,
it's not.
well, who knows? I mean, they've agreed to a ceasefire, so are they actually going to stop the ships?
Well,
Or
is
are
it,
they not going to do that anymore? We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's, uh,
you got an opinion
I don't
on?
know. I think what Trump did needed to be done.
But
I think what Trump did needed to be done, and he did it in a hurry, and it's probably the best way to handle that situation.
what about his
It's made him sit up and take notice and say, "Hey, this fella's for real. He's serious." It's led to a ceasefire.
You've oh Marto, you've you've gone frozen, Marto. Tony, you there?
He's
Who-
back.
Was
Oh,
it
he
you
did.
or
He came
me?
back. No, he stopped again.
It's me, isn't it? It's you. No, it's your
No,
internet.
it's you.
Is it me?
It's
Possibly.
always you.
Yeah.
Sorry, James. I don't know what's going on. Well, I don't know. Maybe I've been bagging Trump or something, and because I questioned,
Someone's chewing up the bandwidth.
they've got me. Yeah, because I just questioned him. I'm sorry, Don.
Someone's playing games.
I wasn't bagging you. I wasn't being negative. I was just wanting to get the perspective. Geez, the mole's out onto me.
No, he's gone.
Yeah. They've
Um,
always been a bad egg. What's the name? Iran. There's no doubt about it. I think they've
mm,
always that.
I don't know what's going on, boys.
really a country, is it? It's a military occupation, and it's always been known as such. It's never actually been a country.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the people. It's not the. I think there's a lot of the people are normal, but it's the total. What do you call them? Totalitarian. What's a regime that's in control?
100%
I think.
agree. Trying to dictate to people and what they do and what they can and can't say, and I don't know. Maybe we get it pretty easy over here in the Western world and in your part of the world too, to a degree, Tone. Maybe not as many freedoms as what the Aussies get, but so
Yeah,
we take all that for granted. We don't really live under an iron fist like countries like Iran and China and the likes. So we don't
Exactly.
really know what it's like.
no, we don't.
We have to be from the outside.
But we don't, like all that said and done, we don't know what it's like. And that's the worst
Mm,
thing about it because we don't know what hidden agendas there might be at play as well. We just don't.
true,
And
true.
I don't know, sometimes I just wonder sometimes, and again, I'm not anti-Trump or pro-Trump or pro-America or anti-America, but sometimes I wonder if there wasn't oil or resources or money involved, would it be would they be in there? Because what I heard is it's got something to do with a thing. I think it's called BRICS or BRICS or something. I don't know if you guys heard that term. I'm not sure exactly, but they reckon that the a lot of the well, not a lot, but there's some nations that have set up their own currency that when they
Mm.
buy,
Oh,
what happens is when they now deal with oil and they're buying stuff off each other, they use this specific currency. And what it's done is it's dropped. I haven't done enough research. It's dropped the US dollar. So this is not just about the oil, it's about destabilizing some of these economies. I don't know if it's right. If anyone's watching the show, you know anything about it, and they want to throw up a comment to me saying, Tassie, you're full of shit, you don't know what you're talking, I'm happy to wear that. Um, I'm very happy to wear it. But yeah, someone's hit me with some conspiracy theory. Anyway,
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't end badly for all of us, if that makes sense.
No, and it could, because they could hold the oil to ransom, couldn't they? I mean,
Absolutely.
that's where the supply comes from, because we sell it for all ours and
Yeah.
send it overseas to be produced so we can buy it back. The gooses that we are.
Yeah, but I
But
don't get
anyway,
that.
that's all political.
All right.
Let's get off of that shit.
All right.
Tats Tiara, have you had a look
No,
quickly?
but I found something else that I've had a look. You talk Tats Tiara
Me
really
too.
quickly because
Yeah, Tats Tiara. I think Firestorm was just an absolute go around last start in the Dane Ripper. Did run on to finish third, but he wasn't really. They didn't really get stuck into him. We've got J Mac on. I know he's drawn wide, but that actually suits his run on this track. And Eagle Farm, it's a big wide track. He's going to be running home. I think this is his grand final, and the Dane Ripper was just a warm up. Firestorm, I know his favourite, $4.40, but I think he's every bit worth that dollar.
yeah, I had a look at. I didn't have a look at the race. I've got a black booker. And I'm surprised, Mano, you didn't find this one
I
because
probably did.
no, not this one. It's an import galloper going
Right.
around second up at Newcastle. Get your form guides out.
No, I didn't.
Race 5, number 1 in court. Go and find it. Maddie Smith trains it. It's an imported overseas horse that had its first start in Australia, admittedly in the bush in New South Wales, and it started at $2.40 and came home faster than Puffin Billy. Now, for all those
Right.
Victorians who know Puffin Billy, it's a nice old steam train, but this is
yes.
absolutely flying. It
Race
stepped
5, number 1. Where, Taz? Where?
at Newcastle.
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 I
Sorry.
have no
I
idea
missed
what
it.
price it is. It steps up to 1400. Chad Lever's on it. All I'm saying is have a real good look at it. And if you can, have
Mm,
a look at its previous video of its start. Mato, it's an overseas horse. It's come over here.
yep.
Just snuck it in quietly. I don't know if Maddie Smith trains overseas horses, but have a look at it.
Yeah, it's unusual to
Perfect.
have a Euro horse going around at Newcastle too. It could be
Second
there for
up.
an easy kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got two
I got
black
another
bookers.
one. Yeah, go, Tone.
I've got two black bookers that are in. What's the name? Rose Hill Race 10, Unstoppable. I think you'll notice I threw that out the other week. It was scratched at the barriers.
Yes.
They've whacked it in again. And also there's this thing flew home for a massive fifth. Caulfield Race 1, YOLO. It's about 12 to 1.
You only live once.
Well, yeah.
And my big prediction for Saturday is Braith Knox got 9 rides, and I reckon he'll ride 5 winners, or 6 of them will be placed. I'm going to whack a lot of his good rides in a place multi at least.
Does have a nice book. I want to
got a
get you
nice
started
book.
before the weekend. Excuse me. Friday, Ballarat Synthetic Race 5. Tosca running around, running a benchmark 64, I think it was, running one at the synthetic track at Ballarat. Went up to a benchmark 70 and got run down late, just outclassed, all the way back to a benchmark 58 with Nadia Daniels on claiming 3. This is a massive, massive class dropper.
Tosca.
Drawn a barrier 2. Tosca, he will be forward. He will win. Back in benchmark 58. I don't think they can run him down.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a filly.
You don't think they'll run it down? Well, gents, I'll tell you what,
don't
we're going to
think so.
go off the air in a matter of seconds. It's always a pleasure, never a chore. To the Palti familiar out there watching, I hope we've found you some gold nuggets, not round nuggets. Tone Marto, I wish you well. Good night.
You too, Taz.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
thank you, gentlemen.
Have a great
Thank you,
weekend,
gentlemen.
boys.
Let's all smile for the camera when it goes off. Ready? Ready? Let's see how long it lasts. Hey, how long can we hold it? Do you reckon?
Oh,
How long do we do
God,
it?
here we go.
Cheers.